everyone, and welcome to Red, Right, and True, where we tell you all the truth, all the time, every time. And we have our regular co-hosts. First we have Joe Curry.
Good evening, everybody. Hope all is well. Thank you for joining us.
And we have Patriot Box.
Hello, everyone. I'm the one with the box on my head, in case you're not sure.
We have Mark White.
Good evening, everybody.
And our guest today is Gio Formato.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
And Gio actually had me on a bunch of things that he is doing. He does a show, a podcast as well, which he's going to tell us about later. But he's got a big following because he runs a singles group. So we were going to definitely talk about how politics affects relationships. But first we're going to get to Asset One because the Warehouse had an amazing weekend, and we want to share our experiences with that. So Asset One first, there I am with Patriot Box behind Rudy Giuliani, yep. And it was a miracle that he actually came in person to his birthday party because he was very, very ill. He had pneumonia, and, not only didn't we think he was going to be able to travel because he lives in Florida, but he
was given last rites.
He's miraculously recovered and was able to show up in person, and oh my God, what a presence he has. He's just an amazing person, and it was a blessing that we got to meet him and take a photograph with him. So now we're going to go to Asset 2, which is more things about the party. So that I think, can you guys see what that is from here?
Yes, that's going to be, he does a show after us.
Oh, that's Shawn Michaels. Okay, so there's a picture of us with Shawn Michaels, who was here also on Saturday night, and he does the show directly after ours, midnight. I think it's something midnight. So it was so exciting to meet him as well. And then Asset 3 is another photo of all the different podcasts that come out of this warehouse, and we are so honored to be one of them. And they're adding a few here and there and refining and getting it better. So I was just so thrilled to see our podcast name up on there.
It's such an amazing group of shows. Just to see us on there is actually an honor to be on, with all these great shows.
Absolutely. The company that we're in it's amazing, and it's such an honor. And then Asset 4 is another photo. And Joe, your mic?
Yeah, my mic should be on. Yeah, it's on.
Yeah, that's Joe the Box on stage with his American flag.
Oh my God, yes. It's not an event unless Joe the Box has that amazing flag that he waves. And the whole night was magical.
I just want to chime in
Yes.
and say the people here, I'm not going to mention names, but Joe the Box, everyone who's affiliated with, they worked their butts off.
Yep.
We had a great time. I know they were stressed, but they did an amazing job. It was one of those once in a lifetime, you're not going to forget this moment nights.
Absolutely.
I got to tell you, I did not attend. I could not have a pending gig that actually fell through.
Now it's on.
That it fell through. Sorry.
That it fell through. There we go. There I am. And I was just seeing the pictures live on Saturday night, and I'm like, oh, because it looks like I missed like one of the events.
You did.
As a milestone would have been in my life.
You did.
Yeah.
It was like a moment in history, absolutely. And I really feel like God stepped in and saved Rudy Giuliani's life. And not only did he save his life, but he was able to attend a place that honors everything he did. He was known as America's mayor, for those of you, who are younger and don't understand that he was the mayor when 9/11 happened.
And he's still a mayor. He's still America's mayor in my book.
Absolutely.
What were some keynote things that he was discussing or mentioning?
I actually videoed it and put it on Facebook Live. He basically was talking about how they're trying to take this away from us. And he literally called out, they're trying to take Western civilization away from us. And he called out who was doing it, the communists and the radical Muslims. And he said, and we have a we have a responsibility to not let them do this, not only for our own sake, but for our children and our grandchildren. And that sends shivers down my spine.
Right, and I always say to liberals when I'm going back and forth with them, well, this is that, and we have to. All right, fine. Are you going to look in your grandchildren in the eye and say, I'm sorry, we were the first generation that failed. We let you down.
We have an obligation to
Joe, your mic went off.
all the generations in front of us to, this is,
Just talk louder.
yeah, I'll have to talk loud. But we have an obligation to carry on what all generations have done before us. And, it's very important we
Do it.
You got it now. You got it. Don't touch
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. Who knows Ronald Reagan's famous quote, who can say it correctly? Freedom is only one generation away from losing it. I'm screwing up the quote.
Way to
but
prepare, Bonnie.
hey, it just came to me that that's exactly what's going on.
Right.
Is,
One of the things I just want to throw, if you go to Bonnie Scalisi's Facebook page, she actually has Rudy speaking. It's about less than 7 minutes long, and he talks about, they're going to take it away from us, and at 6 minutes and 37 seconds, you'll hear some idiot from the back yelling, we're not going to let it happen. I don't know who that was, but you could check out Rudy's, that part of his speech, which was terrific, on Bonnie's on Bonnie's Facebook page.
And it was also amazing because it's all filled with like-minded people who care about this country.
I love this country, yeah.
Love this country and are trying to preserve it and fight for it. And, it was just a magical night, and I am blessed that I got to be a part of it. So now we're going to
We're going to
start.
have Mark and Gio participate in this segment?
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about Rudy Giuliani and the whole story about him miraculously recovering from pneumonia? And Mark, what do you think?
Well, I lived on 48th Street back when he was the mayor, and I watched 42nd Street was a nightmare. And when he became the mayor, he cleaned it up because everything between 48th Street and 42nd Street on 8th Avenue was a disaster. Remember that? And then he cleaned it up. So I remember that. And his, all his little policies worked because New York City was while he was the mayor, was a dream world.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Gio, what are your memories on Rudy Giuliani?
So I was going to Baruch College while Dinkins was mayor.
Stinkins?
And the disaster that was the subway. Cox wasn't any better earlier, but Dinkins came in and screwed up even more. Giuliani came in and cleaned up the whole city. It was a completely different city. It does not exist anymore. I will tell you. Bloomberg came in and followed Giuliani correctly, and then for some reason that little tick in the head that happens to people when they get too much power, and he screwed up. He started screwing it up, and this is the beginning of the cause of what we have now.
Absolutely, and also what's happening. We're going to be addressing what's happening in Manhattan with Mandami upcoming in our segments, but people don't understand that who you elect has consequences, good or bad, and you really you can change the course of people's lives by your vote. And that's why I said we're going to push Blakeman. Bruce Blakeman, you've got to get out. All the Republicans have to get out and vote for Bruce Blakeman for governor.
Right. And not only here, for any of the folks listening upstate New York, a lot of people don't know who Bruce Blakeman is. And they need to do a little research and find out that we need him, and he is very important because Hochul's policies are killing this state, and it's got to stop, and it needs to stop. And Blakeman will be so good for this state. Matter of fact, fracking, we need to frack right across the border of Pennsylvania. They're doing very well. It's a very impoverished in upstate New York where fracking will turn that around. It's very important that we have Blakeman.
We'll also wait till you see one of the assets that Mark White has picked for an upcoming segment of what's happening in Manhattan. Obviously, what's happening to the protesters, and now we also want to talk about New Jersey and ICE and how they are attacking the ICE officers, and they bit an ICE officer, and they just elected somebody who has terrorist ties. So they're starting to infiltrate the government, and once they infiltrate the government and they get in, they start changing laws around so that things that were protected, like religious places like temples, mosques, churches, there were rules to protect them. They can undo those rules. And that's a very dangerous thing, because one of our freedoms is freedom of religion.
Right.
And it shouldn't matter what religion you are. You shouldn't be worried that you're going to be attacked for going into your place of worship.
Yeah, and Mandami draws a blind eye to that. He did not go to the parade,
Yep.
the Israeli Day parade, and it just shows a lot that he is a liar when he said he was going to be the mayor of all people. No, he's only the mayor of one people, the Muslims.
Absolutely. And please stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to see what Mark White has picked for his assets for
And
his videos.
Patriot Box is going to do his new segment, so
Yes, and stay tuned for Patriot Box's amazing new segment. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just two entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW, making travel great again.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
I'm sure you guys remember the platinum single, Justice for All, with Donald Trump and the J6 Prison Choir. Well, get ready for round two. We're coming out with Anthem of the Free with High Res and the J6 Prison Choir. It's coming out now. It's pre-sale until December 19th when it drops. Get yours on all platforms, Google Play, Apple iTunes. Get it. It's going to be hot.
Justice for all, our voices ring. The anthem of the free.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
welcome back to Red, Right, and True, live from the America First Warehouse. We're going to do a new segment. It's called Out of the Box Thinking. I'm going to be the leader on that. And first I'm going to put on my thinking cap.
Hopefully it stays on. We got a Velcro. Note to the staff. We got to Velcro his hat on for next week.
That's a good idea, Velcro.
A hammer and nail.
Thumbtacks. Anyway, one of the first things I want to address in the out-of-the-box thinking is people have asked me a lot about the mail. I have it right here as far as the Patriot Box goes, and I'll just summarize some of it. It's Patriot Box offended me, Patriot Box offended me, I find Patriot Box offensive. Oh, here's one. We even got one from India. A gentleman, Mahatma Kot, said, you offended every liberal that I know. Thank you. Keep up the good work. And I'm just going to go on a short rant. We've got people. You've got to pay attention to government. I got a letter in the mail today. It said they raised my assessed value 8%. The law limits them to 6%. So once again, you've got to stay on top of your local government. We've got to stay on top of government and all. You've got to fight for your rights, because if you don't, they're going to get taken away. All right. That ends the out-of-the-box thinking with the Patriot Box.
I've got a question for you. They raised your assessed value 8%?
Yes. And by law, Section 350, they can only do it by 6% in any given year and a total of 20% over 5 years, which would be a limit of 4%
Wow,
per
and
year.
obviously you're going to grieve that, correct?
I do every year, yeah. I did it a couple of years back. I finally got the check from the settlement. I started the process about 3 or 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That $109 check, I haven't cashed it yet, but yeah, it was really worth the hours of effort I put in. So now I hire a company
Yeah,
to
and just
do
getting
it.
money back from the government over that, you don't know whether to cash it or frame it. And what we're going to do now, we're going to go to asset number 5. And basically what this is a liberal woman says she won't date single men.
I'm a single mom of 4. My biggest red flag in men are single dads. I will never date a single dad. Hell no. Statistically, they're the one being left, and I'm really not interested in dating someone who's just a babysitter for like 4 days out of the month.
Oh, wow. Well, I really don't think that had to do with liberals, but I guess
The blue hair gave it away.
I guess we are assuming she's
Does
a
she look
liberal.
like a conservative?
No.
The ring and the hair and the insanity gets in the way.
Yeah, well, I have to say, I feel sorry for single men now, because it seems like there is an epidemic of liberal women who really just hate men.
Well, that's a
Call it
hypocrisy.
toxic masculinity, and they're not interested in being around them. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of scary.
There is an acquaintance of ours that is extremely liberal. I saw her at we were working on material on Monday night, and she happened to be there doing her set, and she is. It's just unhinged. And she was on Facebook today, and she was at a Democratic social event where they were questioning a Democratic candidate that is gay. And somebody mentioned to the candidate, well, how do you feel about being gay and all the issues that are going on? This person was so incensed that he was asked a question like that she was questioning her own party. And then the other liberals are coming in and going, oh, it's going to be okay, it's going to be... And it's just interesting watching liberals consoling themselves over being offended at something that was a liberal gathering. It just shows you how unhinged they are. And once again, they work on emotion. They don't work on facts. They don't work on blatant things that are right out there, and it's
Joe, we have our guest Gio, and if he could tell us, he does a singles site. Tell us just a little bit about that, and then some of the interactions he's had based on politics and dating and all of that.
Sure.
Gio?
Yep. So first of all, the hypocrisy, because obviously she started with, I have 4 kids, and you won't date somebody that has a kid. So that alone is ridiculous.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. Yeah.
But
he's a professional.
I saw that video before. The other thing is, so 71% of liberals will not date a conservative, while it's around 45% of conservatives who will not date a liberal. And the problem is that politics used to be a divider. Like, I disagreed with the way you look at tax, the way you look at immigration, the way you look at certain other factors. Now it's considered a character flaw. Well, on both sides, but liberals have a tendency to do it more. Where you're conservative, you voted for Trump, but you can't be you're not a good human being.
I'll take it even further. You're a Nazi. You're a fascist.
Yep.
I mean, the list goes on and on and
you
on.
don't have a reason why. And
Actually, Joe, again, I'm going to interrupt you. I was talking to Gio before the show, and he said, I believe just now even, that about 30% are conservatives, and that the conservatives are typically men. And I think that's part of the issue in how you get the numbers. Like, for instance, there's three men on the panel here. Basically, if a person is, Mark is on the Facebook, so it's 4 men. If a woman is a libtard and she's out there, it really comes down to just how hot she is, as far as just how much a conservative is willing to take.
That is
I
true.
think as a man, I think we can agree with that. We would then just discuss to what degree of hotness.
All right, let's give an example. Let's say that we're all single, and we went on a date with AOC. How do you think that would go? Because AOC, let's not kid ourselves, is hot, but she's very emotionally wound and an extreme far left liberal democratic socialist. Do you think that any of us, let's say we're on the dating game, okay, and she was, do you think that we would work out with AOC?
Well, there's a lot of variables here. But, like, for instance, if her dad owned a liquor store and her mom owned a Ferrari dealership, again, it makes the question that much harder.
Work, yeah.
The question to pose to people is, if you found the perfect mate, the right looks, intelligent, somebody that you could see yourself living with the rest of your life, you got everything checkmarked, but now they're a different political party. Are you going to date that person? Now, if you say no, you need to look at yourself in the mirror at that point, because, again, politics.
So, Gio, are you describing a deaf, dumb, blind nymphomaniac whose father owns a liquor store
Yes.
and mother,
Yes.
and she has handled
That
her
would
for
be the
years,
guy.
and flat-ass terrestrial beer on? By the way, letters to Patriot Box at P.O. Box. All right, back to you guys.
But here's the thing. If you go on a date with somebody, right, and you go on a date, first date, and you're talking about everything, and you're sitting with this person, and we're conservatives, and we do podcasts, and you're sitting with this person, and you're like, I don't like ICE. I think what ICE is doing is absolutely horrible, and what happened in Minnesota is atrocious, and it should never have happened. And you're sitting there, and you're going, and you got to make the decision. Do I nod accordingly and have my salad, or do you sit there and set their ass straight? And I think that's a valid question, because you're trying to get to know each other. You like this person, you wanted to go out, and now do you want to make it a calm night? Do you want to be pleasant and maybe not call back? Do you want to argue back and set them straight? What would you do?
Well, that brings back another fact that's big out now. 20 years ago or so, you used to get to the third or fourth date before you even talked politics.
Right.
Now, you're going on a dating site, Plenty of Fish, Hinge, all these sites. You know that person because, as we mentioned earlier, we were talking about it. Somewhere at the bottom it says, if you're a Trumper, don't call me, swipe left. So you kind of already know. You're prepared about it, and the problem is that you're missing out on a lot of great people. I actually have two people. One is a comedian, and one's a friend, liberal friend, female. I think they'd be perfect together. She won't date conservatives. She's the last 4 liberal men she's dated all cheated on her because they're usually weak-minded. Let's be honest.
They usually don't have jobs.
Yeah.
Spines are tough.
Actually, she was paying for everything.
Yeah,
she was
of
taking them to
course.
concerts. She was doing all this stuff. There's a little bit of so it's a little bit of a discrepancy of character there. It's better not to know.
I was together for a little while with somebody that is a Democrat. And in politics, graduated. She almost, ran for mayor in Binghamton. And we used to have some great discussions about policy. So it never got heavy duty, but we used to have hours of conversation about policy and dissect everything. And it would, and it would be nice maybe if other people could do that and realize, you agree to disagree. But if you are passionate about politics, the other person is, you can have a rational discussion about policy and dissect each opinion, and and come to an understanding that you agree to disagree.
Well, there's somebody that I know, who I'm not going to say who it is married, and his wife is very liberal, and he is a big Trump supporter, and he has some mobility issues. And when it was time to vote, she refused to bring him to the voting booth because she did not want him to vote for Trump. And they fight about it constantly, and it is an issue with relationships when one is dominant over the other. And if you want to spend the time screaming at each other, it's a factor. Joe Curry, I give him so much credit because he is like such a calm person, and things that I would not let slide, he's very calm, and he has his arguments, and he keeps his cool.
He's heavily medicated, too.
Thank you. This segment by Emmy.
But most people cannot listen to somebody bash what are their values. And we'll continue this discussion when we get back in 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
250 years ago, a nation was born, built on courage, driven by freedom, defined by patriots who stood their ground. Today, we don't just remember that legacy, we wear it. This is more than a shirt. It's a symbol of strength, freedom, and pride. I'm Steve Stern, COO of theflagshirt.com, and I invite you to celebrate 250 years of the United States with us. Wear your pride, stand for something, get your shirts today.
Politics feeling broken? What if you could match with politicians the way you match on a dating app, but based on real values? Meet OpScore from GoUSA, the first ever values-based political matchmaker. Think Match.com for elections that aligns voters with politicians. We score politicians on a nonpartisan scale based on your priorities. Track your politician scores and take our OpScore Challenge survey to match with leaders who align with you at opscore.org. Stop voting blind. Start matching smart. Politicians work for you.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
Corporate transfer. Fine, professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
If the vote count is accurate, then how come the number of voters is different? And if it's not accurate, then why was it certified? We are suing Letitia James and the New York State Board of Elections for a conspiracy against fundamental rights. This is not about who won, it's not about what party, it's about the fact that they don't care about your rights.
It's me, Joe the Box, and I'm John the Blanket with the America First Podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino Podcast, coming to you from the America First Warehouse.
Welcome, everybody, to the James Justice Show, tearing these airwaves apart with all the craziness that goes on in the world.
Welcome to the Patriots Podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First Warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Shane Jenkins here with another episode of Liberty's Cage.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Red, Right, and True.
We are streaming live on America First Media and Television app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
The America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
Hi, good evening, and welcome to Red, Right, and True. My name is Joe Curry here with Bonnie Scalisi at Patriot Box. And we have Mark White out in Zoomland, and we also have Giovanni, what's the last name?
Formato.
We're going to call you Tim for the rest of the show. Make it simple.
That's why I tell everybody Gio.
Gio, okay. What we're going to do, we're going to go into Asset 7, liberal women wondering why they are single. Let's find out.
I'm sick of men telling me, oh, well, you know, you hardcore. Yes, I am. I am.
Can you handle it?
Oh, well, what you bringing to the table? I am the table. I don't understand why you wouldn't want a woman like me. I am successful. I'm rich. I can fight.
She became the man she was looking for. She's the size of the table. She ate the table. Imagine waking up to that. Comment down below, when do you think he transitioned? Those are the masculine traits and things that dudes do not care about.
Ooh, I didn't see that one.
And there we go. Mark, what do you think on that one?
Well, Mark, I always know. Go ahead, Mark.
No, I mean, it's too bad the other woman can't just say to her, listen, you need to calm down and be more feminine and just stop being so angry. Nobody wants to date angry women. As a matter of fact, I think there's a statistic, the dating guy might know this one. Who's the least contacted person on dating sites? Does anybody know?
Liberal white women?
Angry black women.
Oh.
The least contacted.
Well, you know, one of the things...
Nobody wants that crazy stuff around them all the time. Nobody wants that.
You know, one of the things I find interesting about especially the crazy black women is how they do that, like, head thing. That, like, really, you know, that there's something that's both horrifying and exciting about that. Right,
I call that the
Well, I noticed that all the videos that Mark has shared with us in the past are mostly white liberal women who are very angry and seem somewhat crazy when they're filming themselves. And if that's what they're putting out into the, you know, into the social media, how do you think they are behind closed doors?
Yeah,
right?
God forbid you're late for a date for 15 minutes and they're yelling at you like that. Or, a matter of fact, you wake up and you open your eyes and she's looking down at you. You are a conservative. I'm like, okay.
Well, also, it also goes, again, how I feel sorry for men, because if you are raised to treat a woman right and you know, open the car door for her or you want to pay, you don't know if you're going to be thanked for that or if you're going to be cursed out like, oh, I'm your equal. I really feel sorry for single men these days.
Well, you know, one of the things I just thought of now is after looking at that clip of that crazy woman, is I now understand why the left has so much trouble identifying a woman. Because I wasn't quite sure what that was, to be perfectly honest with you.
Oh, my God,
and
that's
perhaps,
funny.
again, call your complaints to P.O. Box, Patriot Box. All right.
Here's another thing, too. This is another thing. So they had these dating parties or whatever, you know, like a singles night or whatever. Men don't show up. It's just women. The women are just sitting there by themselves. This is happening in China. It's happening with white women and it's happening with black women. The men are not showing up because they're fed up with all these crazy like nonsense girls.
Yes, and that's absolutely 100% correct, because obviously we ran quite a few of them, and the reason we don't do that many of them is because there would be 50 women and 10 guys. But it's also, guys have the pics now. When women were in their 20s and stuff like that, they had the strong hold over the dating, where later on in the 40s and 50s, there's 5 women for every guy. So if you're screaming at me like that, you know, right off the bat, I'm going to move you.
And it's very interesting because my personal situation may be changing soon, and I'm thinking, you know, going back out in the dating pool. Like I was thinking of going to one of those events, and I'm
Danger, Joe Curry.
I
Danger.
know.
Well, I always joke around about that. Oh God, I was about to say I hope I don't get you guys canceled. But
no, that's my job.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah,
I was going to say, you know, when they do the speed dating, I was like, I don't understand the speed dating. I only get a minute. It takes me a minute to take my clothes off. What are you talking about? Anyway.
But yeah, I went on the, there was one night I had a couple in me. I'm like, I'm going to go on a dating site. And then I go on, I guess, Plenty of Fish or something like that. And then they go, let's ask, fill out all this information about yourself. And I'm like, hey, it's none of your damn business about me. So that was my only foray into that. But I would be maybe just to go down and check out one of those events. And what's the mix of the women there between conservative and liberal? I'm assuming it's a more liberal biased environment.
I will tell you that a lot of the conservative women, even the single ones, are very similar to the single conservative men. They're pretty set. So they're okay with being single.
Mm-hmm.
Conservatives have a tendency of being okay with being single.
Yeah.
Liberals have a tendency that they need somebody because.
Gio, are you
Well
saying
said.
Gio, are you basically saying that liberal women expect someone else to
Yes.
take care of them and pay their bills and be responsible for everything, and they're not responsible for anything, or is that just liberals in general?
Yeah. I post. I make a lot of posts on my Facebook page about. I go at these sites and grab these weird dating profiles, and they're mostly liberal. Truthfully, they're all liberal, and it says it right there. It says it right there. You got to be able to take care of me, my 4 kids. I expect you to pay for this. I expect you to do that.
Are they attractive?
No.
Don't you see the insanity of that?
Yeah, no,
The
absolutely.
Men want the same thing the women want, so they cancel each other out.
And if you get a chance to go and you see it, some of these women are actually currently pregnant. Like they're like 4 months pregnant, and I'm like,
God.
I need a man that's going to stick around. Well, the previous guy obviously didn't stick around. He left 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Can I just say something to Gio's point? Is that they expect the men to take care of them just the way they expect the government to take care of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so once again, going back to character and what your political ideology is really who you are, and that's a perfect analogy.
Yeah. The ideology is
Bonnie.
Yes.
The men also want the same thing.
The liberal
They
men,
want
yes.
somebody to take care of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The liberal men
You see
expect.
how insane that is?
Yep.
Most conservative men, the number one thing that they want is peace. Peace. Don't holler at me. Don't yell at me. Tell me what you need, and I'll figure out and I'll get it done. But if you're yelling at me, we're not going to have a good relationship.
That's so true, because conservative men are pretty much career people. Yeah. They work hard. They have been taught that you need to provide for your family, you need to provide for your wife, you need to look out for your wife.
They have responsibility.
And you have responsibilities. Yeah. And then you go out and then you work all day long, you work overtime. You sit on the expressway in traffic at home, you get in at 7 o'clock and you're exhausted. And now you get, well, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. You don't need that. I mean, you work hard enough, you're trying to provide, and they just don't get it. And then they wonder, I don't know why I can't find a man. Well, why don't you get some personal responsibility, and why don't you prove that you are personally responsible, and maybe you'll be attracted to somebody.
Absolutely. Because, again, I think one of the panel said about how hot the woman is, and that is, of course, that's really important, but it wears thin over time.
Well,
and you cannot take it anymore. So they might get a man initially.
That's probably how they get pregnant and single.
I was going to say, just to round up what you said earlier about the AOC. If I was single, and AOC wasn't who she is, because obviously she wouldn't look at me. She's looking at power people. But I could lie enough to get her in bed, and then I'm going to move on to the next person. I voted for Obama. Yeah, sure.
Right. Tell them what they want to hear.
Because it's very easy. It's very easy.
So what you're saying is conservative men will lie to liberals to get some
absolutely,
gumby.
absolutely.
Okay, let's just be clear. Hey, we got to be honest.
Yeah.
And she goes, talk to me like Bernie.
Yeah.
What? Talk to me like, okay, lie on your back, and I'll give you everything for free, and it will be good. And then as soon as I'm done, I will still be around looking for more morsels of things for me to have. That's so hot.
It's true. I mean, in the real life world, back 7 years ago, when I was on the dating sites, over 7 years ago, I I got a hit on Plenty of Fish, and like you were saying, everything seemed great. The guy looked good. He had supposedly a nice job, and then asked about politics, and I said, yes, I'm very into politics, and I said I'm a proud Trump supporter, and then he went big oh, and he goes, I'm on the other side. And I was willing to overlook it because back then I wasn't that much into politics. You know, I thought it wouldn't be the death of a relationship. He said no. He was like, no, like if you're a Trump supporter, it's done.
Because when you're that far left, you react on an emotional side. Yeah. And you can't, like I said, the person that I was dating for a couple of months, we used to get, you know, she would not react, she would, because the way she was, she's very factual. You know, you know what I'm talking about. It's very so she wouldn't really react emotionally. She'd react based on, and we used to have some fantastic discussions on policy.
I thought you were going to say sex, but that's just me.
That too. But you know, and it used, you know, and that was, you know, never a deal breaker because we used to, you know, talk policy, and in some ways I kind of swayed her, in some ways she didn't sway me, but because she's wrong.
But the way most people deal with it is they just, if they are dating, the smartest thing to do is just not talk about it. Don't bring it up, because that's the only way that a relationship like that could work.
All right, so Bonnie, basically what you're saying is men should have sex with them first, so then you don't have to talk to them anymore. And I'm going to get banned for sure after that one. So
yes, you know, I guess that's what I'm saying is join us back in 3 minutes, and we'll have more with Mark White, Joe Curry, myself, and Patriot Box and Gio.
Me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of humility. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country.
The America First
evening and welcome back to Red, Right, and True. And also, one of the last assets that we have tonight, going to be very interesting. Asset 8, liberal women doing weird things.
I open my heart to love. I open my heart.
Why is it always the white liberal women that are always doing weird shit?
Oh my God!
You know what would have been fun if a spider came along?
Or a bee. Then they want the man to kill the insect.
They would have
right?
stampeded themselves to death trying to get away from the damn thing.
Absolutely. I just looked at that video and I think to myself, that's like, who would want to be around something like that?
Not me.
You know, I just.
You know what the funny thing is? It's because white liberal women, as much as white liberal men have the white savior complex, right?
Yes.
You know, I'm going to save the black guy. Oh, he can't get a vote away. I have a bunch of black friends, and they all have ID. You know, I know nobody that does not have a driver's license.
And the thing about the whole ID thing is that on my old show, we got in a very big argument with that one night. And the whole thing is, you know, people, they don't have the money. And an ID is $20, depending on the state that you live in, okay? Yeah. If you're, and here's the thing, if you are a responsible adult, part of being a responsible adult is having identification. If I am living paycheck to paycheck and I realize that I need ID to do just about everything, I will put $5, $3, whatever it takes a week to do that because I am a responsible adult. And it's amazing the way the Democrats have that. Well, these two people are too poor.
Joe, you're missing the point. See, the crazy blue-haired white liberal women feel that you should be able to ID them immediately, and they don't need real ID. And truthfully, it does work. You know, they have a good argument when it comes to that.
Well, I was going to say the opposite is for them to assume that because someone is black that they're not smart enough to get an ID. To me, that's racist.
It's more insulting.
So they are racist in their assumptions of saying that somebody's not capable of something that they certainly are.
We hear that we hear the way the left constantly manipulates language using the term Hitler and racist and fascist. You know, I heard a great definition of racism, and basically I love this. And it said, if you do something different for someone because of the color of their skin, whether you do it for good or bad or any other reason, that's racism. When you're reacting to someone strictly because of the color of their skin, that's racism. And I just thought that was a great, especially with the bastardization of how they've been screwing with language and stuff. That's all I have to say.
Well, getting back to the crazy video we just saw, those women are out of their minds.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
They're ludicrous.
And so, like, what normal man wants to be around somebody who, like, that's what their social agenda is?
But it's just this liberal mindset. Again, I was told by somebody different about somebody different that they don't want to work with me because they don't like my views. Okay, in my act,
I don't like the view either, Joe.
I know, I try my best. I'm over here now, but I in my act, I do politics. Not even 3 minutes of an hour set. I touch on just a couple of things and I move on. So it's what I post.
Absolutely, it's what you post.
Is my right to say that, and that is an amendment right. And for anybody to say they don't want to work with me because of that, that is kind of being bigoted towards me, where I have a view and you don't want to work with me. So it's so hypocritical because they're being bigoted. If you're a big liberal and you're an anti-Trump person and we're working together, and there's a couple of people that we know that are, and a couple of people that I've had a very spirited conversation with. But at one point last year, he didn't want to discuss things with me anymore. I can't sway you. I can't do it. But I go, I've always loved the back and forth. And he go, I can't. And I I told him, when I was on Davin's side, I go, I have mentioned to Davin about you that one of the things, even though you're on the opposite side of the aisle, we've always had a very interested, spirited discussion. And I go, and you want to take that away? Well, that's a
Gio,
shame.
I'd really like to hear about the weird, kinky things that liberal women do. No offense, Joe, but Gio does have that expertise.
Thank you.
Bring it back to dating.
Yeah. So, in my dating days, I have a girlfriend now for the last 5-6 years. My dating days, liberal women usually don't say no to many things in bed.
Oh, I know that.
If you didn't hear him, he said liberal women don't say no to many things in bed. So I think that's very interesting because it goes again about like boundaries and things
and
like
this
that.
explains how they get pregnant.
No, I will tell you. So I dated 2 liberal women. One actually worked for Andrew Cuomo, and one had a PhD, a psychiatrist. They were very smart women, and like you said, I was able to have very good, intelligent conversations, and we got along well. And we'd kind of crack jokes at each other.
I would love to know where those women are now.
They're very rare. They're very rare. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see, my thing is, I love to have those conversations, but hey, when I walk in the bedroom with a whip, a cowboy hat, and a pillow,
Don't forget the plunger and the macaroni noodles.
Don't share secrets. What's wrong with you?
The problem with on the dating scene is that we've gone from politics is part of who you are to politics is a character flaw of yours now, and on both sides. But again, liberals have a tendency of doing that you voted for Trump, you're the devil, you can't be any good, not possible that there's anything good about you.
And now back in the day, I remember back in college there was someone I dated. She was both a psychology major and a business major, and for $50 she'd blow your mind. That's an old Rodney Dangerfield joke. Want to give credit where credit's due. Back to you people.
But here's the thing where political debate and policy has changed. When I was a kid, the only time I ever heard about politics, and my age back in the 70s, is when my mom and grandmother were in the car, or when we go into Brooklyn with the family, and my mother and my uncle would be talking about Nixon and all that, and that was it.
Well, it's a different society. Right now it's very everybody's on edge because, as Giuliani was saying, like if you don't pay attention, you're going to lose your country. And, who you pick as a partner, of course, that's important, but people are taking it much more seriously because they believe the exact opposite of what we believe. So they're calling us the ones that are ruining democracy when they're the ones that are actually doing things that ruin democracy, but they project what's happening onto us, the Republican conservative people, and that's a character flaw, in my opinion.
It's a character flaw that is not based on fact. It is based on emotion. And then when you try to tell them facts, they don't want to hear it. And then they resort to calling you a Nazi, which is crazy, a socialist, and it's just like a wall that they put up that they don't want to hear the facts. I mean,
and Mark, what do you think about this? The crazy liberal women.
That was the most disturbing thing I've ever seen.
Exactly. What the hell were they doing?
The most disturbing thing I've ever seen was all the white people bending down and kissing the black people's feet while they were crying. That was the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. This was second.
So, Mark, you don't watch German porn, is what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, there was a video from France with liberal women topless, protesting. I forgot what they were protesting.
You always forgot because you're busy
misogyny.
looking at their boobs.
They were protesting misogyny. Now, after the 300th time I looked at it, I was deciding that they were crazy.
You had to watch it on Spin Doc. Have you ever seen anything in person where, at like one of your events, where people fight about politics, or is it known like don't bring that up?
No, the alcohol normally kills all semblance of arguing.
Good, because it could go the other way.
Yeah, true. But I was going to say that the liberal voter has Stockholm syndrome. They hate conservatives so much that they will vote for anything that has a D on it, Again, I mentioned this earlier, that they would vote for a toaster. Karen Bass got 35% of the vote in Los Angeles. That woman destroyed that city.
Yep.
Literally on fire. And because of her stupid policies, it kept on burning. They still voted 35. Like, she still came in first. There's going to be a runoff. She's still going to win. I wish the crowd would win
because of the mail-in ballots that are mysteriously coming.
And now the other one that was running that had his house burned down. How did he fare? He'll be running against her.
He got
30%. Not unanimous.
He got 30%. So they're going to run against each other. But again, it's going to be a situation which she's going to win because again they forget how bad things were. But again, we spoke about this earlier. In Rhode Island, they're but they're putting ahead a literal Nazi with a Nazi tattoo. He covered it up after 20 years, but he's still a Nazi.
And Schumer actually is behind it.
Yep.
So,
a Jew.
Yeah.
Allowing a Nazi to get into the Senate.
A Jew in name only. He's a self-hating Jew.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we're ready to wrap up. Tell us about the events you do. What's going on?
Sure. So it's mostly festivals. Geotopia events is what it's under on Facebook, online, geotopia.com. The biggest one we have is June 27th is a grunge festival, and July 11th is a country festival. It's going to be the country one is definitely going to be very patriotic.
And I have a podcast tomorrow at Governor's Comedy Club. George Gallo, who was our guest last week, is going to be on it. Jennalise Feldman and Conchetta Coppola. So we're going to have a lot of fun on that.
That's
and
great.
Joe?
I'll be in 2 weeks. I'll be at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club the 11th, 12th, UncleVinny'sComedyClub.com or 1-877-UNCLE-VIN. Friday and Saturday night in 2 weeks. Come on down.
Awesome. And you just worked with Bob Nelson, which is really cool. If you're into comedy,
he was an icon.
you know who that is. And we want to thank Mark White. We want to thank Gio, of course, Joe, and Patriot Box. And please tune in every Wednesday at 6 o'clock for more on this. Thanks and good night. Bye.
Good night.
Beacon for all to see, a symbol of hope, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free.